Advanced? Oh my god, it's so hot. But you can do a lot of stuff with it. So let me show you one cool thing off the bat. Let me turn myself up so I can hear it a little bit better. Testing. Okay. Maybe a little more. All right. So this is one of my favorite ones. It's happens to be a free one. And it's called Valhalla Supermassive. So let me actually just like show you. So yeah, this will be out in a future version of Meld. So it automatically scans your computer to find all the VSTs that you have installed. And in this case, I have a bunch. So let me pick Valhalla Supermassive and check this out. This is Valhalla Supermassive. So you can't hear it? Yeah.
It's getting cycled through over and over.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It sounds really cool though.
That's how it's supposed to sound. That's how it's supposed to sound.
Okay.
You can really like distort audio and stuff. You could do like a fun effect on your voice. It's like, anyone there? Is anyone there? Is anyone there? Yeah.
So it's basically like playing with like a DJ board. Essentially, you can play all sorts of simulations and After Effects and everything.
And these are things you have to download, like little programs you download.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me turn myself back down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, exactly. They're like little plugins. Like this one's made by this company called Valhalla DSP. They're quite well known.
Do they have to be open at the, to be able to like properly work, or
No,
like you can?
So it has a UI, but like you can kind of, let me turn myself back up a little bit again. Testing. Okay. Yeah, you can just kind of dial it in here. Let's say we want to have like a cathedral sound.
Great Annihilator.
Let's see. The Great Annihilator. Yeah, let's do it. You could make it a lot more subtle. I think they'll have one that's like.
Dang, Wendy's gonna have like the craziest voices.
Okay, so this is designed as if you're in some sort of cellar, I guess. And then yeah, you can just close the window and keep it if you decide that that's what you want. Might turn it down a little bit, but depends on what you're going for. So yeah, and then you can also just toggle it off. You should hear me normally now. Right?
Is there a limit to how many VSTs you should have on like one layer, or well, one audio effect thing?
You can do as many as you like. So like a more realistic everyday VST chain would probably look like this. So I would probably do something. I have a lot.
Where do these get stored? On the computer kind of thing, or do we have to like drag and drop them into like Meld for it to see it?
No, we automatically scan. This is one of the things that was pretty complicated, but yeah, there's a
That's
standard
cool.
place like any VST installer puts it, and it goes in common files, VST3, and they're all in here.
Huh? Okay.
It's like
Cool.
these little files, and yeah, let's turn on. I normally so for voice, there's a whole bunch of things you can do. It's harder for me to dial this in because I'm. Let's see. So you probably want to do like an EQ of some sort. Trying to find a good one. that would be good for voice. Oh, wait, let me show you guys something else fun. That's less less of something you would use, but it's pretty fun. I think it's called THX something. Yeah, check this out. All right. So this puts, let me turn myself up a little bit. So this gives you the ability to position yourself in space. If you guys have headphones on, you'll hear me kind of move around here in a second. So check this out. You can have it sound as if I'm sort of circling your head at
That's really
some
cool.
rate you choose. So you should hear me in one ear and then another ear. And then it
That
just keeps going around.
that makes my skin crawl. Oh my goodness.
Oh, really?
It's like someone's like it's like a chill up the spine, like alien kind of movie thing.
It's like a yeah, like I was gonna say like a horror movie or something.
Yeah.
You're being haunted by a ghost and they're about to kill you.
Wait, is this how they did that specific THX like intro long time ago?
It's
Probably.
That's cool.
testing. Yeah, it's
Maybe I'm dumb and missed it, but when you access this, that you just click on the little icon next to it for the settings, or do you have to actually pull up the thing?
Yeah, it comes up. I'll show you how that looks for the next one. Let's make a nice vocal chain. So typically, like the beacon, I already have some gain on it, but let's say a lot of microphones that are on the market have quite a bit of headroom. So let's say that I'm a little quiet. And yeah. So now we have a little bit of room here, like 5 dB. So you can do like some nice subtle things. So I probably add like an EQ. This is a more old school one. I don't know. Like an EQ, and then I think this is the one. No. Hard to keep track of which one is which. Refinement. This one's cool. So this model's like a vintage tube amp, and it's gonna give it like a little bit of color to my voice, and it's gonna make me a little bit louder, probably. It's quite subtle. Do I sound different? Can you hear
Yeah,
the
I can.
difference?
Yeah, I can hear the color.
Yeah. So this one's nice. Um, and then you can put something like this at the end of the chain. And this is basically what you would use to like dial in the final bit before the audience hears it. So these also include typically, I'm going to turn myself down. This will have like a limiter built in, and that'll prevent you from ever going above 0 dB, even if we really crunch the volume. So that's like a good safeguard. I almost always have some sort of limiter on every channel. You don't want to be totally slamming it like this, but you can safely like get loud, and these things are really good at not distorting the sound. You can also take off like some resonance and stuff at different frequencies, and I can make myself sound a bit more stereo. So this will sort of like split the voice to be further between your ears, if you'll say. Oh, I forgot the thing, the OBS does that. Are you guys still there?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Turn that off. All right. Yeah, my experience with it is basically just trial and error. You kind of figure it out over time. It's kind of fun to fiddle with, like, because when you get it, you'll hear it. Let me show you guys on a like audio sample how you might dial one in, and that way I can kind of hear it much better than hearing myself right now. So let me bring in. Yeah, I'll actually keep this. Does this sound okay?
Yep.
Okay. Oh wait, actually, take it back. Let me try. Let me see if this works. Okay. Wait, let me turn that down. Let me turn myself up. So, okay, now I can hear myself. Great. And you guys can still hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so let me bring in like just like an audio track. It's an old DJ mix from the 90s, I think. I like to use this as an example because it's clearly recorded on like older hardware, so it doesn't sound as good. So there's a lot of room to improve it. Let's hear it though. Can you guys hear it?
I cannot hear
Okay.
it.
Let's see. Okay, I can hear it. Do you hear that?
No.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I hear it. Yep.
Oh, is it super delayed?
It
But
doesn't always come through. It's like the beats sometimes come through. Like right now, it's not coming through.
okay. Let me try something a little different. So I'm gonna switch my audio here.
What's up, brother?
Change this to. Okay, so now you should hear me directly. Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And let me reshare my screen. And this time I'm going to capture audio. So if you have the view muted, and let me know if my sound doubles up. I think I have it turned off, but okay, testing.
You're
Okay,
good.
now let me try this.
Hear the music. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I like to let me go a little bit further into this track. All right. So one of my favorite plugins for music stuff is this one by Unfiltered Audio. It's called Basement. Again, if you have like headphones on or nice speakers, you'll really hear the difference on this. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. This thing's like magic. Can you guys hear the difference?
Yeah.
No? I can make it more extreme. It really like enhances the low end of the song.
Yeah, and it really cleans up the high end too a little bit.
Yeah, and then I like to bring in this the same one we were using earlier, that tube amp, VX Refinement, and that really like cleans out like this like mid kind of noise that you get in there. VX. Oh, that's not it. It's like a guitar amp model. Refinement. There we go. That's the one.
Oh yeah, cuts that mid right out.
And we can hear what it's taking out.
Mm.
We can also solo this one in here just to like. Yeah, that's pretty a pretty low note, so like you probably won't hear that through speakers.
Mm.
But yeah, I quite like this one, so we can kind of let me delete this. And we can hear the before and after on this too. That's kind of subtle, but that's typically the goal, right? Like, unless you're going for something really like stylistic or like comedic, that's where the if you're going for that, then like something like the Valhalla Supermassive is really fun. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's with this guy back on. So it's taking out a little bit of sound. But we can kind of bring it back and make this like a track that's like nicely mastered up to 0 dB again with this like a mastering plugin at the end of the chain. This is the same one I was showing earlier. It's got a nice limiter in it. And let me delete this guy. Oops. And then one of the other really nice things is you can get these analysis plugins, and all these do is show you like the audio level in different ways. Actually, I like this. There's a really good metric for audio that's not like we don't use it, and a bunch of other like people aren't really used to it. But this is what, for instance, like Spotify uses this metric to determine when you pick a song and play it, like at what volume are they going to play it back so that it sounds similar to the others. And it's called like loudness is what you would call it, LUFS. So I'm looking for this loudness one. Loudness analyzer. They use it to us on a graph. The target typically for like Spotify music would be like -14. But you can also see like your peak here. So like same thing we show in Meld basically. I'll turn this up a little bit. And yeah, we can see that we're kind of slammed right now. Like we have no dynamic range. We've got too much gain somewhere. But if we didn't have this, then we'd be clipping right now. So I'm going to turn this off. Or this one maybe. And you can see here we're like over by 1.3 dB. So these both work nicely as a limiter. So now it's going to stay just under 0. And then we can kind of like before and after. It's a little. So that's like the original sound. And then we can turn these things back on. It's quite subtle, but typically that's like kind of the goal. Yeah. So you can do a bunch of cool things with them. You can get super creative with the audio. I mean, this is basically what you would be doing in something like Fruity Loops or like Ableton or something. We basically brought all that functionality into Meld. Any questions about this stuff or anything you guys want to see or try?
So you could apply all those to like sound alerts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that way everything kind of normalizes and cleans up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like, let's say you have a sound trigger that like, I don't know, yeah, is like a little bit loud. Probably most of them are going to be already under 0 dB, but you could certainly use it to like gain things up. When I used to do my music streams, I would keep about like 18 dB of headroom on my input, and then I would like gain it up, and then I would put a limiter on top so that I never like accidentally got too loud. And that's great because it just gives you like a lot of like safety room, but at the same time, you're still loud enough for all your viewers, which is important, especially for like people that are on mobile because they only have so much they can turn up the volume. There's an extreme amount of variance in audio levels on Twitch. Why is this notifying me? Oh, what's up, Carol? And Terry, what's up?
How's it going?
Guys?
I'm trying to turn this off autofocus. All right. That's a total noob mistake leaving autofocus on. Yeah, so we're just going through some of the effects. Terry, what I ended up doing is like, well, once I got done showing the voice stuff, I just turned it off and switched over to my mic. So now you guys are, now you're getting, well, if you're hearing it, you're hearing it through the audio capture here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was worried you might have been showing off effects that weren't actually being listened to until I realized that I had my desktop muted. My
Yeah,
desktop capture muted.
but you can hear these, right? Or
Yeah,
like you can
yeah,
hear,
yeah. Once I unmuted it, I was like, ah, that's what's going on.
Yeah. There's some fun ones as well you can do for like pitch shifting. Let me see if I can find a good one. Probably take some of these off. Let's see. Oh, phasers are fun. Let me show you what a phaser does. You probably heard this if you've ever heard a DJ set in recent times. It's kind of cheesy. That's classic phase. And my mouse is. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. We're getting a little bit of phasing, I think. But... Yeah. Let's see. What was I looking for? Oh, a pitch shifter. I gotta see which one. Auto pitch, maybe? This is fun to put on a voice. It's like classic voice changing. A bit I forget what they're called. Bit effects are fun too. Oh. Yeah, or anything specific you guys want to say? Yo, what's up, Mark? Everybody's shy, or I can't hear anyone.
Maybe both.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you guys want to see? Anything specific you guys want to see or try? Yeah, we can do general chat. Got some nice new stuff coming in this release, actually. Some fixes on the rendering side. The VST stuff is huge. What else we got, Terry?
I don't know. Let me look.
That's a great answer. As somebody that has worked on projects before, you're like, what have I done? What have I done so long ago that is probably coming soon? What have I done so long ago that I forgot, but it's probably coming soon?
I can see to some extent. Oh, wait. Oh, you guys have already been seeing it. We replaced the menus. Now they're native menus. It feels much better.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, menus.
So here, everywhere, takes up much less space, and yeah, it's quite nice. I always like those little things that like, oh, that's a bug. We've never seen that. Oh, look away. Let's see. There it is. Okay. You saw nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we did a bunch of improvements to the rendering stuff, which should, yeah, like I don't know, sort of show that, but on more resource constrained computers, it's gonna be a lot smoother when you're doing stuff like a testing. Oh, we lost audio.
Yeah, you can make it global.
Yeah, let me do that. Good call. Yeah, like the move transition should be a little bit smoother for some. Let's see.
Some alpha channel fixes for video camera devices that use the direct show interface as well. So like virtual cameras will have alpha if the virtual camera supports it.
Yeah, that's good for VTubers.
Yep. What
So-
else is there?
Super smooth for me now. I mean, it was smooth before, but now it's even. Let's see. Make it a little bit faster. Yeah. Yeah, we've been thinking of a good way to do it. We had a prototype that used to be here. I mean, I actually think it's still here. I just don't think it works. if you hold this menu, it bounces, and we had some experimental stuff here. So you had this scene switcher that would allow you to do like some really crazy stuff per.
Yeah, it'll actually still let you do per
Just look
scene
at-
transitions and stuff. It's just you don't get the radial interface.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah. So like these are your scenes. It would show you like a little preview image, and then you could choose like when you exit from scene A to scene B. I want to use this transition with this speed, and then you could like trigger it all from the Steam Deck. We're gonna redo the design on it a little bit because I think people found it pretty confusing. But yeah, and it would show you this nice little animation. So these dots are showing you like how quickly the transition is going to happen. That's a fast transition. And yeah, you could do a bunch of stuff with it, but you have to say when we saw people use it, I think it was a little too complex. In fact, that was what Nutty said in his video. He was like, "This is cool, but it's kind of complex." So we'll bring that back in some other form. Have y'all played with the effects much? Corner pin's fun. Yeah, I used to have some demo files. Let me see if I still have them for like whenever we would show off things. Let's see. Oh yeah, this green screen one is kind of fun. Let me drop this. What was it called? Green screen TV. Yeah, of course. Come on, man. I think this is 1992. So the corner pin's great. Like when you have something that's like at an angle like this, you need to position it inside. So we like take the chroma key here. Need to clean it up a little bit. And then you can, yeah, put yourself in there, and then you would use the corner pin. Let me crop it. Oop, wrong one. Still the wrong one.
That's pretty cool.
So you can crop it down, and then so it's basically an affine transformation if you're familiar with the math behind it.
Perfect.
See, it's kind of tedious. We want to change the UI up a little bit for this, but upper left, like
Don't you want the corner pin in the top left corner?
yeah, but yeah, maybe we should start.
Because right now I think you're top right. You want to transition to the other side?
Yeah, good call.
Just based on spatial.
Let me reset this guy. Okay, so we want the upper right.
Lose.
And lower right.
You're doing the X instead of the Y.
Yeah. Like you want Y. So it slants with the top of the TV.
Which Y?
Upper right and lower right.
Upper right and lower right. And lower right. Oh, that's not. Oh, lower right. And we still got X applied somewhere. You get the idea though, right?
Yep.
Oh, Cat wants to say hello. What's up? What do you want? Hungry? She wants to see what's on TV. And then let's clean this guy up just a little bit. A nice trick for chroma keying is you can just take the color picker and pick the color from the image. And it gets the perfect key every time. Still needs a little bit. But that's pretty close. All right. And then we put a bulge on there. Yo. Kind of fun. Do you like CC toner? I like this one. Let's do like darks. Maybe highlights, a little sepia vibe. Right. Kind of interesting. The one that I like to do is let me delete layer. Oh no, Terry, can you create a bug for this?
What's that?
I don't even know how to reproduce it. It doesn't always dismiss. I had to click it 3 times.
Okay, roger that.
Yeah, you can take this guy, use a duplicator, put it underneath video device 1, and then I put it underneath. And then you can add a nice Gaussian blur, like a strong Gaussian blur. And it gives you like that ambient effect mode that you see on YouTube, where like there's like a little bit of bleed around the image. I don't know how well you can see that.
You can definitely see.
It's more exaggerated with other colors. I mean, you could make it more extreme, but the point is to be subtle. Yeah, something like that. Quite nice. What else? There's the cat. Come here. Okay. She's camera shy. She's hungry. All right. Any other questions or anything else I want to see? As soon as possible. Why is Discord? I don't understand why it's like notifying me or something. Icon keeps flashing. Yeah, we're trying to get this release out soon. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna make the VST3 stuff public just yet, but it'll have the native menus and stuff, and the performance fixes. That's really Okay, Terry. So the bug is if you right click. Yeah, it's super annoying. If you right click something in the layers list and then deselect it, the menu gets stuck. Actually every single time.
Roger that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, right now 4 is the limit. You gotta pay for the pro plan to get more. I'm kidding. We might add more. We just want to figure out the UI. For like, yeah, what happens? I mean, if you're doing more than 4, you're doing a little much. That's why we picked 4. But obviously that's our opinion, right? Sometimes people might want to do more than 4. But yeah, typically like, and this is also in the audio world, it's like you'll see beginners with these like huge chains of effects, but what you really want is something very subtle. And for that, you only need a couple filters. Like probably 2 is the max I would have. But sometimes it can be nice to have like an analyzer. You might have 4 effects and then still want an analyzer. This is happening every time now. I don't know what's going on. It's broken. I wish I knew someone who could fix it. Terry. What do y'all feel like you're missing? Or what would you like to see in Meld? What would you like to see next?
I'm probably the worst person to ask. Well, one, I'm currently on a streaming break, so I'm not interacting with the program on a consistent basis at the moment. And 2, I am very much a huge proponent of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, because I will fuck it up if I try to do anything outside of the basics. So, uh, I'm pretty much a bare bones person, but I mean, for me, when I talked with Tiff in Dallas, we had a conversation about unmute stuff, and then I talked to her about Meld stuff, and um, she gave me one of the passes or whatever, and I tried it out, and one of the things for me, one of the reasons that I stuck with Meld after I tried it was it felt so much simpler to get into and just like get things going than I used to with OBS. And anytime anything went wrong with OBS, I felt like I had like an hour and a half of reading something to try to figure out something that wasn't broken before. And for the 2 months that I used Meld, I really just I felt like it was just simple, and I could click things and figure things out. Really, everything felt really intuitive and clean. And so for me, that was the selling point, and why I continued to use it until I took my break.
Was it pretty reliable? Did you ever have any crashes or anything?
No, the only problem that I ever had with it is I would accidentally minimize it off screen, and once I minimized it, it wouldn't let me unminimize it. It just like beeps at me every time.
Yeah.
Is that you have to click it twice sometimes?
Yes, but sometimes it still wouldn't work even if you clicked it twice or something. I don't
Oh.
know. I put something somewhere about it at some point in time, but I don't.
We may have gotten that one fixed.
But
Yeah,
I
that might have
haven't
gone in with it.
streamed in probably a month, so
Okay.
it's entirely yeah. It's been about a month at this point. Took a break to work on mental health, so
Okay. That makes sense.
It's
Yeah. It's more important than
physical
streaming.
health. Yeah, it's one of those things where I enjoy the idea of streaming. I love the idea of streaming, but sometimes sitting there and actually streaming just doesn't help you feel anything positive. And with other things that I had going on in my life, I needed to take care of other things. So, but in general, I like the product. Tiff and Sage, I know through other ventures, and I think they're great people and enjoy working with them in other places. So, like using their products here, and even though I accidentally dropped in on one of your guys' financial meetings, like everybody was really nice and was like, "Hey, you need to get the fuck out of here."
Oh, it wasn't even an important
I
meeting. I
had
was
a
just kind of surprised. And then I was like, oh yeah, why hasn't that happened? But my immediate thought was like, why is this the first time that happened? I
but
mean, I kind of like the idea of allowing like the community like drop in on any meeting. That'd be kind of fun.
It was funny because like, and if Tiff wasn't in the meeting, I wouldn't have even come in at all, because I was literally just gonna be like, "Hey Tiff, what's going on?" But since she was in it, I was like, "Hey," and then I looked at the document and I'm like, "This is not just like people like talking about Meld. This is something else. I'm just gonna see my way out."
Oh, I can't remember the one. I think it was someone. Yeah, it was a team that was pitching us on something.
Yeah, something like that.
It was funny though. We had a good laugh about
Yeah, she sent me 100 messages just laughing at me, basically.
it.
But yeah, no, like I said, I think it's I from my experience, both watching people do more with it and my personal experience, like I feel things are so much more intuitive overall with how you guys set your product up. And even when there are layers of complication, I feel like things just naturally flow better than when I've used rival products. And so for me, that intuitiveness, that flow, uh, I don't know. That's just it. Like I said, granted, I only used it for maybe a month and a half, 2 months, but I felt better in the month and a half, 2 months that I used Meld than in the 2 or 3 years that I used OBS or OBS Studio or whatever else.
Yeah. Yeah, our goal was to make like the like the easy stuff, like the stuff that should be considered easy,
Right,
right? It's
right,
like
right.
things that you're used to in other products, like, oh, I should just be able to like drag, select, and like rotate, right? It's like we
Yeah,
just have that. It's right there. And then the snapping stuff, we spent a lot of time on the snapping, and I think it's pretty great. It's one of those things where it's like super hard to market, like super hard to describe, but then people use it and they're like, I didn't even expect it.
yep.
I thought it was just like a minor detail that I always like to see. But people are like, I love the snapping. Tiffany's like, it's
Yeah.
my favorite feature.
My
Center to
my
center,
yeah.
like all kinds of corner. You could
My
snap when you're rotating.
OCD really appreciates stuff like that.
Yeah. Like snapping a rotated item to the edge. Boom. You can see it all lines up.
That's really cool.
Great. Um, and then the like a lot of people want to like apply a little rounded corner thing, right? Or like, let's say you
Yep.
want to make your camera. Let me duplicate this one more time. Oh my god, this is getting really annoying. Let me
It's
hide
too bad
this.
you don't know anybody that can fix that bug.
I don't know anyone, no. Um, make it, let's see, 800, 799. Boom. So yeah, if you want to make yourself a circle, like a lot of people want to do that. If you're making like a tutorial video, boom. We just want to make that super easy. Oh my god. Terry, we might have to drop this. We have to drop these menus, man. Fucking janky. Yeah. So this has always felt quite nice. But yeah, I think we struggled in other places where like it's just a genuinely hard thing to solve and make simple. Like, what do you do? I think we still don't have a great answer to this, but like when you switch, so this happens with people that use a lot of browsers. Like if you're using a browser overlay, and then you duplicate the scene, so you're using a bunch of different scenes, then you end up with a whole bunch of audio tracks. In this case, there's no audio in the browser. We added the ability to turn it off. I don't think most people find that, but the question is like, should we show you audio sources that are not in the current scene? And OBS doesn't. And we made the decision to show it because that way you can see like if this thing's going to be loud when you switch scenes, right? I think it's good to like always have the insight and also not to move tracks around, right? Because it's like I know my media source one is always here. So if I need to adjust the volume real quick, it's always in the same place. That's why we decided to keep it this way. But it gets busy really fast, you know? And it's like most of those things aren't used. So I don't know what to do with that. All right. Well, we can wrap it up here. Um, yeah, thanks for joining, guys. You'll learn a little bit about VST stuff.
So next time you're dropping a full DJ set for us.
Oh, should I?
Yeah.
Oh, delete it again.
There you go.
Carol made a Meld anthem, like song. It's a Christmas carol, no pun intended.
It's a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, it's a
Nice.
Christmas carol. Oh my god, this is. Yeah, I got all this DJ stuff set up. It's not even. My place is a mess.
Oh wow.
It's set up.
I was watching a lot of DJ streams last night since they added the section. Was strumming through and seeing what different people were playing and stuff.
Did they finally make a section?
They just added it like not yesterday at midnight, but the day before. So there is now a DJ section.
Interesting.
Which
Introducing the DJs category. Okay.
yeah. So if you play in the DJs category, your VODs are automatically muted. So like that way you avoid any DMCA strikes, I guess. But people have mixed feelings about that. But I mean, for 24 hours they had like all sorts of people playing and stuff on Twitch Made Babe. They had like Zed come and play for like a 2-hour set with the CEO of Twitch or something. Yeah, Dan Clancy
That's
was
cool.
there.
It's
there were a
funny,
couple
like
other ones.
how I was doing it for a few. I actually started right for the pandemic. I started in like 2019, and when I came on, it was kind of like this. Like everything's so busy, and it's still kind of the case. Like it's a lot of stuff like this, strobe warning. You know, it's like
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of ironic now because I'm doing Meld, but I never had a single overlay, and I only ever had one scene.
Can't
even type the name.
I went through a couple last night. Some of them had more overlays, some had less. I ended up watching one person last night who was DJing. In the middle of DJing sets, they were grabbing their guitar and playing along to songs, which I thought
Oh,
was
that's
really
cool.
Just riffing. Like I could tell that they were improvising and stuff based on key changes and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But
Did they deactivate my? Oh, there's an underscore. Oh my god, I forgot my own account. Yeah. So I was just super simple, just like boom, just like.
I think Twitch in general has also evolved to be much more hyper attentive.
God, I have a tiny van. I used to have a portable setup that I would take outside and like host different DJs around the city. It was like during the pandemic. It was a lot of fun. That's Eli, my friend Eli. Who I met through Twitch. He's out of focus. Yeah. Fun, but man, people need to like, people need to do a little less.
Yeah, I think I think people try hard to be flashy, so that way people will click on stuff. And
Like, look at
watch
this
things.
guy. Start watching.
Yo, Dave Weaver, where you tuned in from? Welcome in. Very nice to have you.
Also, so much talking. Everyone, I didn't have a mic for like the first year of my stream, so I never like spoke because I was a little bit shy too.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, how do you hear the music, But at least we can see what he's doing.
That's kind of cool. I like the second camera.
Yeah. That's cool though. Almost all new names though. I think a lot of the people that were super active during the pandemic aren't doing it anymore.
It's also a little bit early. I don't know. I feel like I don't know, prime time streams start like 8, 9 o'clock Eastern. So another hour or two.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. It was cool. Yesterday was 808 days, so people were pumping bass and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was cool. It was, like I said, I was I wasn't really in a mood to like talk to people or do anything, so I just kind of was like going from DJ to DJ, listening to different music sets. But I am also like a very music focused person, so I genuinely would be listening to music anyway. So
Yeah. I used to always keep someone on in the background. I still stay in touch with this guy that I got to know through it, and he's just like a family man. His two kids are growing and out of the house now, and he like goes into the basement and DJs every Wednesday at like 8 p.m. And he's
nice.
so good. He's insanely good. Like he's got this like really loyal following of like almost exclusively DJs that are like, you're so good. And he's been so consistent. I think he's probably still doing it for years.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's fun to go on there and just like play music you like and like
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
people respond to it.
Yeah.